Hi guys, welcome to Elandrea's Day in the Life with me. I'm with AIFS Abroad. My name is Elandrea Baker. I'm a junior political science major, double minor in sociology, film, media, and journalism. Originally from Howard University here at 𝗟𝗧𝗧, the American College of Greece. I'm originally from Kansas City, Missouri. Go Chiefs! Today we'll be going into a day in the life with me here in Athens, or specifically 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦 at the American College of Greece. So if any questions about study abroad, Athens, or just for me, leave them here and we're gonna have a great day. So this morning I had European politics and history, or also known as European affairs here, and that was a great class. We learned about the Renaissance. We just wrapped up the Middle Ages and ancient Greek and Rome, and classes did just start 2 weeks ago, so I'm starting to enjoy this class. Then I had an hour break. Then I went to foreign policy, where I led a discussion on foreign policy analysis and on international relation theories and the development of foreign policy analysis. We got into this very deep discussion about the role foreign policy plays in international relations and what international relations really is. Then finally I had politics and religion, which was also an hour later, and I went to the activities fair, which I will show you guys. And we had a conversation of the separation of church and state. So the next slide will be my commute between the classes, because one thing about Athens is there's a lot of walking. I just finished eating lunch and we're about to go to the gym. So right now it's about 3:55, 4 p.m. here, which is about 8:50, 9 a.m. back home in DC. Or if you're in the Midwest where my family's from, it's about 8 a.m., 7:50 to 8 a.m. now. So around this time, I'm vice president of the Howard Speech and Debate team, and I just have commitments back at home. So this is the time that I start setting reminders and things of that nature out. So all of my emails are scheduled to send. So if I need to speak to my advisor, if I need to do anything around that time, things start being sent out now, so that it's not a crazy time in the United States when I'm awake. So that's what I do around this time. I also start applying for internships and scholarships around this time, but we're gonna go to the gym first and then we're gonna do that because I have plans to do. Okay, so the first question I wanted to answer was, why did you pick Athens for your study abroad program? The number one reason is that Greece is the birthplace of democracy, so I'm excited to go to the Acropolis, and like a little bit away from the Acropolis is where they had the first democratic meeting. And if you know anything about sovereignty and the Westphalian system, like Greece birthed that. If you guys know anything about Thucydides and the Peloponnesian War, yeah, I had to come see it for myself. So that was the number one reason. The second reason is because of the classes that I get to take here. A lot of my classes for my major requirements back home will transfer over, so I get to work on my degree here. If I were at a different program, and I believe the other ones I was between was like Spain and Fiji, I'd have to take classes majority in the general education requirement part of my degree scheme, and I wanted to take classes in my major while I'm still abroad. And then finally, there was no language requirement for this program, so I didn't have to know Greek before coming, and that was part of it. So I think that was another question: do you have to speak Greek? And the answer is no. Okay, so I believe a lot of the classes are small. In my experience, all of my classes are maybe 15 to 20 people, which I love. I'm taking a lot of classes in my major. So here at the American College of Greece, they get a degree in Europe, and they get a degree in the United States. So they do it by level. So right now I'm in a lot of level 5 or 6 classes, which is the equivalent of third-year junior and things of that nature. So usually by the time you get to that point in college, your classes are significantly smaller, but I believe there's 3,000 students in total that attend American College of Greece, which would average small class sizes. I haven't seen too many big lecture halls, but I can't speak for what the freshman experience is like. But all of mine are very discussion based. Today I led a discussion in my class about foreign policy and history of international relation theories and how foreign policy plays in that conversation. And we literally sat in a circle, and my professor sitting right next to me. So very small, very intimate, and I love those classes. Okay, so my favorite moment so far has been swimming in the ocean for the very first time. So a lot of people are shocked by this because I'm 20 years old. I'm gonna be 21 in December, and I've never swam in the ocean. And so the very first time that I swam in the ocean, put my toes in, everything was here. So I'm originally from Kansas City, Missouri, which is a landlocked state. And so I've just been to lakes and rivers, which I love. But this is the first time, so I'll show you pictures of what that was like for me. But that was my favorite moment. I like floated in the ocean, and I've gone to the beach like every single weekend, and I plan to go to the beach tomorrow and on Sunday. So I love the ocean. It's so beautiful. I was just texting my friend about this like literally a couple hours ago. She was like, when you come back to the States, like the beaches aren't gonna be as cool. And I was like, I know, but swimming in the Mediterranean Sea has got to be by far my favorite thing. So that's simply it. A misconception that I had about Greece is that no one spoke English and that I would really be thugging it out in the streets, and that just is completely untrue. A lot of people speak English. I wouldn't say it's their first language, definitely not. Greek is the #1 language here, but the language barrier is not as strong as people perceive it to be. Second, I do go to an English speaking university, so all of my classes are taught in English, which is a blessing, and why I picked it, because Greek is not my strong suit whatsoever. But learning a little bit of Greek here and then being able to exchange words with locals is helpful, and then also having Google Translate. I was looking for gift cards and like batteries, I believe, one time, and I had to like search up the word, but Google, like having the app and then taking a picture of things, like if you're at the grocery store, that's helpful, because Google Translate, that's the biggest thing. I don't know what things are saying, so like I was buying ground beef and I think I bought ham, so that was tricky, but it's okay. Sweet home. This is the living room. There's Jake. There's the kitchen. Alright, there's the girls of 202. That's not my room. Bathroom #1. Okay. Bathroom #2. Don't mind, eight girls live here. Then here is my room. There's Sage. We're cleaning our room, so we're not gonna show too much of that. That's room 202. Okay, so I'm packing my bag for our island excursion tomorrow. For me personally, at my school, at my home institution of Howard University, I received scholarships to go to that school. So the scholarships I received to go to Howard can be applied to the study abroad program through AIFS. That's my school's situation. I don't know if it's the same for every single school. I also applied for the AIFS scholarship. So through Green Ambassadors, I get a scholarship, which reduces my tuition here. And I also received the HBCU scholarship, which gives students who go to HBCUs a scholarship to go study abroad. So I'm paying that. All of my like spending money is out of pocket, but I also received 2 study abroad scholarships from my home institution to come and be here in Athens to utilize as a stipend, so I can utilize it as spending money, traveling money, things of that nature. So I'm here on scholarship, but some people do pay out of pocket, but I am on scholarship. So most of the time I walk, so everything I need is honestly right here. Like my dorm, walk up the street, there is like literally 3 supermarkets. Boom, boom, boom. There's lots of food places to eat in this area as well. My campus is up the street. But if I need to get to like Athens, because I'm in 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦, which is a neighborhood of Athens, I need to get to the downtown city area, or I need to get to another section, I can take the bus, or I can take the train or the metro, which is very nice because I go to school in DC, so I'm very acquainted to utilizing public transportation, but mainly public transportation and walking. And then if you need a taxi or an Uber, you can use an app called Free Now, or Uber will get you a taxi, or you can just hail a taxi, and that's how I get around. Thank you guys so much for coming along and doing a day in the life with me. It was wonderful getting to talk to you guys all and show a day in Athens. If you guys have any questions for study abroad, make sure to DM the AIFS account, and have fun traveling. Night.